The response to the war in Ukraine has had a major impact on shaping the EU's strategic agenda, a political roadmap that the next Commission must follow until 2029, designed by the European Council. As an analyst weighing on it, the Union has said it will not give up on the Green Deal and the digital agenda, but there is a shift in focus towards security and autonomy.
Now, the green transition, green policies are taking another spin. In Europe, they are put at the service of competitiveness on the one hand and security on the other, which makes sense because over the last 5 years we have done a lot of legislation with the European Green Deal and now we need to turn into implementation.
A strong and secure Europe and a prosperous and competitive Europe are the main drivers of the agenda. It will be materialized by greater industrial capacity in civil and military terms, also to reduce dependence on the USA.
There is another element which is very important here, which is of course the US election. And what happens if Trump is back at the White House and what happens to Europe in terms of its own defense capabilities in case of a, let's say, withdrawal or less support by the United States, also in the context of NATO.
Analysts agree that the willpower of the 27 EU leaders for this remain unquestioned, but what about the money needed to make it a reality?
First of all, we need to use the European budget in a better way. So there is the whole discussion about how is the new EU budget going to look like, how are we going to spend this money, and what is going to be the size of it. The second is the European Investment Bank, which will certainly play a greater role in the coming years when it comes to all these elements. And finally, new debt. Is there the possibility to create a new facility after the end of Next Generation EU in 2026?
The agenda also includes a chapter called Free and Democratic Europe to strengthen the rule of law. The adoption of the agenda will take place during the next EU summit on June 27th and 28th in Brussels.